Hey everyone, welcome back to Paul's Model Works. And just wanted to make a quick how-to video here. I've had a few of my subscribers ask how to wet sand and polish out your models when you're finished painting them and everything. So just wanted to show you guys how I go about doing that real quick. This is just kind of the different things that I use. These are the products that I think work for me. First thing you're going to need is obviously a painted model. Now just for this tip video, I'm using a spoon just for time purposes, and right now I actually don't have any painted models that need to be wet sanded. So this is just a spoon that I painted a while ago. It's got a base coat and a clear coat on it, and we'll just be wet sanding the back of the spoon there. Next thing you're going to need is a bowl. It really doesn't matter what size, just any kind of bowl that you can hold some water in. And then dishwashing soap, doesn't have to be Gain or anything, just any brand will do. Just a little bit of that. Then these are the micro mesh abrasive cloths. You can pick these up online, or if your local hobby store carries them. But they're just micro mesh abrasive cloths, and they run in various sizes, all the way from 3600 to 12,000. And so you'll want to get a set of those. Those are really nice. They really help, definitely making the sanding process a lot easier. Then of course, like I've mentioned before to you guys, I really like these Novus products. It's a 3-step process. You start with number 3, it's the heavy scratch remover, number 2, which is the fine scratch remover, and then number 1, which is just your clean and shine. And then just some old cloth. I've just got a couple of pieces of old undershirt here, or t-shirt. You know, it's pretty soft, so that'll work for that, just for when you're polishing out at the end. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started in this, and I will show you guys exactly what I do. Okay, so you're going to want to take your bowl here and just put in a couple of drops of dishwashing soap. Doesn't need to be very much. You can see there it's just a little bit down in the bottom. And then you're going to want to put just a small amount of warm water in there. Again, it doesn't really need to be a lot. Just maybe fill the bowl half up with warm water. And then I just take my finger and slosh it around. Get the soap mixed into it really good. Alright, so now we come to the fun part, actually wet sanding the paint. You're going to want to start with your more coarser grit, which is the 3600, and go ahead and dip that into your warm soapy water. Get it nice and wet. Then if you know, with this, I can just dip the spoon into the water, but normally I'll just take my finger and put a little soapy water onto the part, whatever it is that I'm going to be sanding. And then the important part about wet sanding here is you're going to have a direction that you're going to follow. Every course of paper is going to go in the opposite direction, that's so that it's masking you know, the scratches that you're basically leaving behind from that different course of paper. So for this one, I'm just going to start going backwards and forward the length of the spoon. And so you don't really want to push very hard, just let the paper do the work. So just hold it against your part, just go back and forth like that basically. And you don't have to do it for very long, just enough to make sure you cover your whole part. And again, just do it very lightly. It doesn't take very much to get a nice finish on this. Okay, that's probably pretty good for that first piece of abrasive. You can let that sit out to dry. Then you want to grab your next sheet here, which is going to be 4000. Again, just get that sheet good and wet. Get a little more soapy water on your part, and then we can start sanding this one. Now, like I said, you want to go the opposite direction on this last piece. We went back and forth across the spoon like that. So now this time we're going to go across like this, back and forth across. That way I'm covering up any of those scratches from the previous part. So here we go. Just real softly against that. Just the opposite direction. Again, just let your abrasive or your sandpaper, whatever it is that you're using, just let that do the work for you. It's not really any pressure that you really have to apply. Alright, that's probably good enough. And then you're just going to want to make sure you go through each of your grits, you know, 6,000, 8,000, all the way up to 12,000. Just go through all of those going in opposite directions. I'm going to do that real quick and then we'll be back onto the video here. Okay, so I finished wet sanding and the part is pretty smooth right now. Like I said, you just want to be really careful when you're doing this because you don't want to apply a whole lot of pressure because you can burn through your paint. And so if that happens, then you know you've got to strip the whole thing down and start over again. So you want to be really careful not to apply a lot of pressure. Really, those abrasive cloths will do the work on their own. But this is now really smooth. Let me just kind of come in here and show you guys that. Okay, you can see there the reflection from the window on that. I mean, that thing is really shiny, really smooth. You know, those cloths will do an awesome job of getting you a really good paint finish on there. But now if you want to take it to the next step, that's where these Novus products come in. Alright, so you want to start with Novus number 3, the heavy scratch remover. And it doesn't really take very much of this. These little bottles, they may seem small, but they will go a long way. So you want to shake it up really good before you do anything with it and get it mixed up. Alright, then take yourself a piece of cloth here. Just get a clean spot in it. Once you've done that, just takes a very small amount of this fine scratch remover here. Okay. And it's on there. Now, you want to look at your part and just kind of look at it closely and see if you can see any heavy scratches in it. You know, if they run either the length of the spoon or this way since you sanded back and forth like that. And you want to go the opposite direction of those scratches. On this one, actually came out pretty smooth, but it looks like there may be some scratches that are running the length of the spoon. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this, apply it on there, and then get a good coverage. And then what you want to do is after you get that on there, you just want to buff back and forward on it. Just back and forth in the opposite direction of those heavy scratches. Just give it a really good buff. Now what I've come to notice with this stuff is after this heavy scratch remover is put on there, it kind of dulls it a little bit, and so you kind of think, oh no, you know, what am I doing wrong? But that's okay, because once you move to the next step, that will bring back some of that shine. Just make sure you buff it really good. Try to get all your residue off from that number 3. And it's a little bit dull right now, but like I said, that'll come out. So now we want to move on to number 2, which is the fine scratch remover. And again, you want to shake that bottle before you do anything with it. Okay. Again, just find yourself a clean spot on the cloth. You don't want it to cross-contaminate these polishes, just because, you know, they're made to do a different thing, each one, and so you don't want to get them mixed together. So here we go with number 2. Number 2 is kind of a darker color, so you'll be able to tell the difference. Just dab it onto your piece, get it all over. Okay, now with number 2, what you want to do is this one, you want to go in a circular motion on your part, and this is just taking out all of those fine small scratches. So this is when you'll really start to see the shine come out on your piece. And it may just take a little bit of work to completely polish it out. Move your cloth around, grab another clean spot on the cloth. So just go in that circular motion, keep doing it until you see your shine come out. And like right now, this thing is starting to get really shiny. And now I guess if you wanted to, really, you could stop at this point. You don't really have to use number 1. I just like to use it because what it does, not only does it clean and shine, but it also protects the paint a little bit. It just protects it. And it kind of adds a lint or dust deterrent to it. So it just helps it not to pick up as much of that. Now number 1 is really, really watery, so it'll run on you quite a bit. But just get it on there, and again in a circular motion, just polish it in. Move your cloth around, and then just buff it dry. And that's pretty much all you have to do. Go ahead and show you this now. Okay, so there it is. It's all finished, wet sanded and polished out. And it has a beautiful shine. I don't know how well you can see this in the video, but it's like a mirror. I mean, you can see your reflection in it just perfectly. It's really shiny there. Matter of fact, yeah, you can kind of see my head just right up there. As I'm making the video, you can see the reflection of the camera, the window. So yeah, this stuff does an excellent job. Alright, well that's pretty much all you're going to need to polish your models out and get them really shiny. For a setup like this, it really doesn't cost very much. You know, old t-shirt, any kind of bowl you got around the house, pick up some soap, you know, it's a couple bucks. These Novus polishes are really cheap. They're about $4 a piece. You know, so you've got about $12 there. And then I don't remember exactly how much I paid for these, but I believe these abrasives are about $10 a piece. So they are really reasonable too. So it doesn't really cost very much to get started polishing your models out, and believe me, it will make a tremendous difference in just the overall finished product and really bring your paint jobs to life. So hopefully that helps some of you guys out. If you got any questions, just leave me some comments and I will do my best to answer them. So take care, and I'll talk to y'all later.